Hello, my name's Kip Hakes. Welcome to this video. Welcome to my channel if it's the first time you've come here, and welcome back if it's not. Now in today's video we are going to be investigating this. And this is a gift very kindly sent by the nice people at Poly, which is actually part of Plantronics, who make headphones and headsets and things like that. Now this is the Poly Voyager Focus 2, and it's basically a headset that you can wear during Zoom calls and things like that. So yeah, I'm intrigued to see how this works and what it's like, and I thought what we could do is get it unboxed, have a little look at it all, and then go to the computer and maybe see how good the noise cancelling is by playing in some noises, I guess. And yeah, see if it cancels it out and see if it can be heard by the other end. And yeah, I'm very excited to try this because it actually retails around about the £240 mark. So this is quite expensive. And for that you get the headset, you get a stand, and you also get a Bluetooth dongle that you can plug into your computer or laptop to use this wirelessly. So yeah, it's a nice full kit. So is it any good? Is it worth the £240 retail price? Although it is actually around about £150 on Amazon. I'll put a link in the description to it. So yeah, I want to have a little play with this and see what it's like. Oh, I mean, look, there you go. We're in there like swimwear straight away. So we've got a quick start Voyager Focus 2 UC. Got very, very simple instructions. It just lays out all the buttons in front of you, which is pretty cool. I like that. And also something that it's got on it as well is you can mute the headset, and when you go to speak, it'll actually have a voice prompt in there telling you that it's muted and you need to unmute it, which is quite cool. I like that because, you know, sometimes you might mute for a second and then completely forget about it and go to speak and no one can hear you. Now I think these are also, yes, that wasn't intentional at all. It's certified for Microsoft Teams. Microsoft have tested this and deemed it very good to use on Microsoft Teams. And I think the battery life of this is around about 13 hours. It says you could wear it sort of pretty much through a whole, well, very long working day, and it will still retain the charge. So yeah, let's see if we can get some things out of the box. It's very nicely presented. So yeah, this is the version with the charging stand, and there it is. So we've got a USB-A connector on there, and the charging stand itself. That's pretty cool. So you can just plop your headphones off and put it in the dock and they can be charging. Here is the Bluetooth dongle. That's that. And then we should be able to get the headset itself out. Now I remember having a Plantronics Bluetooth headset guy back in the day when, you know, everyone used to wear them and not look like bellends. So these are very, very lightweight. I've seen people say in reviews how light they are, and you can kind of forget that you're wearing them, which I think is an added bonus. And it's very nicely made. I like that. Oh, and yeah, you can actually download the PolyLens software. Allows you to have a little fiddle around with all the settings, so we'll do that on the computer. Is there much else in this box? I don't think there is. Oh no, look at that. I'm mistaken. It's a nice little carrying case for them. That's pretty good. Something in there. We'll figure out what that is in a moment. Okay, just some compliance booklets and things. Okay, we'll keep those to hand. But actually, something that I'm going to give them a lot of credit for is recyclable packaging. It's just plain cardboard, which people don't really do that much of, but I actually quite like it. So that can just go straight in the recycling. You know, there's no plastic really that I have to worry about. Let's just plug this in and see how it sits on the charging stand. Something in the bag actually, I didn't check. What is it? Oh, okay, so it is a micro USB cable, I assume. Yes, there we go. It's got a micro USB port on the bottom there. Okay, so you've got a power switch there. So it's got volume controls there. The other side doesn't have any buttons at all. And then it's just got a button in the center. What does the button in the center do? If you hold it for 2 seconds, you can use it to summon the voice assistant on your phone, or you can skip through music. Okay, so the headset end just plugs in. There you go, you get a little blue indicator light for it to charge. Oh, there's quite a nice little white light on the bottom of it that I hadn't noticed. Just there. So what I'll do is I'll leave them to have a little charge. We'll jump cut over to the computer and we can test them out on there. So I'm at my desk and I've got them on. They're very light indeed. They're very, I don't know, they're just so, yeah, it's actually all right wearing them. You don't really feel like you're wearing a headset. It's just all sort of fairly nicely balanced. Okay, so what I need to do is I need to make it so you can see my screen and we can sort of see how we set them up, I guess. So it's all new to me. I guess we've got to download the PolyLens app and have a play with that. Yeah, so let's get that app downloaded. Okay, so we've got the poly.com website up and let's try and get the app. Oh, mobile app coming soon, that's cool. Windows, yes. Okay. Got to wait while Windows configures PolyLens. Yep, I agree to that. Okay, connect a device to get started. We don't see our device, no. Right, well I guess I've got to plug in my adapter. Oh wow, that's literally found it already. I just plugged it in. There we go, right, okay. So there's an update available. Well, okay, we'll take the update. Literally everything needs a firmware update, doesn't it? Okay, well we'll wait for that to do. Well, this is taking a while. Yeah, I'll be back in a second. Okay, so we're all up to date and hopefully all working. So let's have a little look at this software. Okay, so the battery is at 50%, that's fine. We're connected and we've got software. USB adapter, that's connected and that's got software. Okay. Oh wow, okay, so you can really sort of have a little play about with all the settings in here. So what have we got? Okay, call announcement, active audio tone, mute reminder mode, that's what I was talking about, online indicator, second incoming call. Oh, you can really have a good old play around with this. So it's got a wearing sensor. It can automatically pause music, that's handy. Anti-startle. Okay, so well, it's connected to the computer. So what I'm going to try and do is add it onto OBS so we can like hear the audio through the microphone, which should be fairly straightforward. Okay, so now this is me talking through the Voyager microphone, which seems okay. Which I'll do now is switch between my lav microphone. So this is me talking on my lav microphone. This is the Rode Wireless Go. And now this is me talking through this headset. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to play some audio. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to play some audio through the computer's speakers and see if I can hear it whilst wearing the headset, and also if you can hear it coming through the microphone. So I think what I'll do is I'll go onto Epidemic and find some office ambience. So this is just sort of general office hubbub, I think. Okay, so I can hear that through the headset, but I don't know if you can hear it through the microphone. Yeah, there's the sound of a phone ringing, which I can hear, but nothing registered on the microphone. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to play some telephone ringing sounds. And that's been picked up by this microphone. But absolutely nothing on that microphone. Okay, right, let's pretend we're taking a call in a nursery. Children nursery with English voices, okay. So I'm going to crank this right up so it's going to be really loud out of my speakers. Okay, so what it's doing is it's sort of picking up the voices a little bit, but it's actually it's actually isolating the audio really well. Actually, let me show you something. So you can hear this microphone here. You can see that picking up the audio in the background, but the Voyager, when I stop talking, it's still got a little bit of noise because it's picking up the voices because it's tuned to pick up the voices. Wow, okay. I was thinking, oh, I can still hear stuff through the active noise cancellation, but that is because the speakers are really loud. Wonder how well it copes with filtering out that. To be fair, that music is really loud. So I've got it at a sort of more moderate volume. And it's not even picking it up. That's mental, isn't it? Wonder if I can get them to play music through on my computer. Right, okay. Let's turn those down. Okay, so hopefully now, wow, that was loud, okay. So if I get some music and just play it through the headphones, I'm interested to see how it all, let's play a bit of dubstep. Listening to music through them is absolutely fine. I don't think I'd use them as my main headset to listen to music to because it sounds okay, there's certainly nothing wrong with it, but it's kind of lacking a bit of punch. I was listening to some bassy stuff and it's not like it's distorting or anything like that, it just doesn't feel like it's got the punch. And obviously you don't really want your ears to be stoved in by a pair of headphones, but I've heard better headphones for music, and especially with bass. Now I don't like too much bass, but it was just, I guess it was weak maybe. If you were listening to podcasts, I'd imagine these would be fine, but using them as a music headset isn't great. But ultimately they're not really designed for that. They're primarily designed for using to talk to people and use on Teams calls and things like that and hear people. Whilst they can play music, if you're looking at them for a headset that plays really good music, then you'll be disappointed. They're a headset that plays alright music, you know. I think like AirPods and things like that give you a much better sound, but I don't think give you quite the microphone experience that this one does. And I'm really looking forward to hearing back how this microphone sounds to us, the viewer. I mean, it could be absolutely terrible. So yeah, I'm gonna go through the recordings I've made while sat here and see how it works so I can give you a proper summary. Okay, so back in a second and we'll be back at the desk. Okay, so I've had a little listen back to the stuff that I recorded and it's a bit of a mixed bag really. I noticed that it does really reduce noise around you. I was playing explosions, dog barking, music really loud, a nursery, and you couldn't hear anything really apart from my voice. So I might have had to edit those slightly because it'd just be long periods of silence and it might be a bit awkward. But yeah, it performed really well in cancelling out the noise from those sort of ambient sounds. So if you're in the middle of a busy office or, well, out and about anywhere, this really does focus your voice beautifully. It does a great job. But I think the output from the microphone is actually quite quiet. It's sort of stripped back so much, it's so aggressive that you sort of lose a bit of your voice. Because obviously I hear myself quite a lot because I edit the videos and everything like that, so I can hear my voice. and listening back to it was actually quite different to how it sounds in real life. There's a bit of a compromise here whereby it can really kill those sounds around you, but you lose a bit of your voice, I guess. And that's probably fine if you're taking lots of calls and you're working all on Teams and things like that. It doesn't really matter. But when I'm doing something like this, then you can really hear the difference. It's a tricky one really, because it does everything it's supposed to. It's a really nicely designed lightweight headphone. I mean, I've had them on for ages now, and you just really forget that you're wearing them. And the software is really cool. There's so many different settings you can change and tweak for this, especially if you're using it with your phone as well. But I don't know, I think the sound via the microphone needs a little bit of work. I feel like you should be able to tweak things a little bit more, because I had a good look through that software and I couldn't find a setting that could kind of lessen the cancellation and sort of improve the sound quality out of the microphone. It's not terrible at all. Don't think for a second that I'm saying that it's terrible, but I guess it's not really designed for me. I couldn't sit and say like stream wearing this headset, because I don't think my voice out of it would sound very good. But if I was streaming somewhere busy and I wanted to cut out all those background sounds, you've got a bit of a compromise there, because although you do lose a bit of definition in your voice, it kills the sound around you. Absolutely dead. Stone dead. My speakers were so loud when I was playing all those sounds, and you just couldn't hear them through the microphone, which is great, but yeah, it just takes something away from you. But yeah, I mean, I don't think they're worth like the retail price of £240. I think the price that you can get them at, so sort of for around about 150, I think that's probably a bit more reasonable. And if you're using them for Teams and everything like that, I think this would work. I mean, it's perfect for a working from home environment, especially if you don't have your own office or space. The world can go on around you and it won't interrupt your calls, and it won't take the focus away from your voice. But yeah, it just needs that little extra tweak, I think. So yeah, it's an interesting video. It's a slightly different product to look at, and I've quite enjoyed it. So if you've enjoyed it too and found it interesting, then please do give the video a thumbs up. And if you haven't already, then please do consider joining the channel. Joining costs from 99p a month, or just hit the subscribe button. That is absolutely free. You don't pay a penny for that. So yeah, that's it from me. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. But for now, it's game over.